What up, gang? How are you guys doing today? How's my audio? Just do my usual audio check, making sure you guys are good. Sweet. Sweet. Today is going to be very different in terms of our giveaway. We got new ones to work on today. I'm actually just going to do my usual. I just got to go grab my drink before we get started here, but I'm going to type this out just so people know. First giveaway will be provided after 200 thumbs up on stream. So I'm just going to leave that there. For now, BRB, grabbing a drink. I'll be right back, okay, guys? I'll be right back. All right, what up, gang? Hey, Johnny, Kamya, Woozy, Jason, MobX, what's going on, guys? Hysterx, what's going on? Audio's good. Kamya, Olivia, Leo, Ron, good to see you guys. Visionary, Jimmy, what's going on? Gandhi, good to see you again, man. Jake, what's going on? Hey, Sanchin. Yeah, I'm going to do the breakdown in a bit, gang. I'll do the breakdown in a bit. I just usually like to let the gang roll in a little bit here before I kind of start going through the breakdown of the chart. So we will. I am actually going to test the bot out for the first time today because I did watch the tutorial. I promised Ron I was going to do that, and I did. I'm hoping I do this right today. So if we do have technical difficulties, please bear with me today, okay, guys? Please bear with me. Don't get mad. Okay, I'm just gonna log into my broker here as well before we get started here. Give me a second. Perfect. Okay, give me a bit here. Just gonna get set up. I just gotta grab my phone charger actually. Give me a second here. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Amnol. Clee, what's going on? Jake, my man. Kind of crazy, eh, Jake? That NQ trade we took earlier. It took a long time, but I'm glad it ended up following through. I had a day 3 session with the students today, and I was actually kind of just demonstrating bar by bar, and we took a long trade. It took forever though. We actually rode through all of this, but managed to lock in basically 40 points on NQ long earlier, so that was pretty cool. Hey JTP, what's going on, man? Yeah, we just have to be patient. That was a perfect example of trusting your plan, waiting it out, and being patient, right, guys? So, welcome to the stream, guys. You guys probably see the assignment there already. Throughout the course of the stream today, we are going to be doing some giveaways, and I'm actually going to do 2 today. So the first one I'm going to do here is going to be a take profit trader giveaway. So I'll leave that there. It'll just be hovering in the background. I'll move it over the gold chart as well, just so that no matter what chart we're on, it's going to be available for us to look at. But this is going to be different from usual. We've never done one. So far, we've done a Apex. We've done Lucid. What else we've done? Alpha Futures. This is my first take profit trader giveaway. So we're going to be doing that today. I'm just double checking to make sure I get the exact account size for this actually. I guess we can talk about that later, but I'm pretty sure they're 50K accounts. So yeah, we'll stick to that. Going pretty good so far. Jerzen, good to see you, man. Robert, hello, hello. Honestly, I was gonna share that with you guys. I'm still pending. I actually just messaged Lucid just now about the Lucid Max because I'm like, dude, it's been like 4 business days. I'm still waiting. So, anyways, I am gonna trade one of the evals today though because I got 2 evals. Is it 2 now? I got 2 evals passed now. So I'm gonna work on the 3rd one now today. If I can lock in a trade today, that will put me into 3 evals passed for Lucid Max. I'm just gonna keep racking them up until I have them all. So it's all good, not a big deal here. Yeah, so we're gonna go over the chart here. So as usual, I'll touch on the NQ and the gold chart, and then we'll kind of touch on what I'm looking at for the day. As always, if this is your first time hopping into the stream here, welcome to Project 365. Welcome to my session. I am the pre-London session. So I cover off 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time or 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in a different time zone for me. And so we are streaming 10 hours a day, just providing kind of education, thought points, and all that. All of us were at some point in time students of Jake, and we've kind of obviously all evolved as traders. Our foundation is built upon the rake system. But all of us have evolved into our own ways of what's kind of worked for us. And I'll talk a lot about that as well. And many of you guys have been following the stream will know. I always say that, I think that when you guys learn strategies and systems, it's important to have your own twist and touch to things because I think that when you try to replicate something to a T and it doesn't maybe necessarily fit your personality or your style, you might find some struggle along the way as a trader, right? So also because of the fact that Ron G and I have the more slower period as far as price action goes, we can tend to answer a lot of questions. So whether you're a newbie learning trading for the first time, or maybe you just want some input and thought points of opinion, ask your questions. You can ask the chat here. I do a pretty good job of answering everybody's questions. So I will put a lot of effort into that. So yeah, just don't be afraid. And sometimes if I miss a question, don't be afraid to ask it more than once because it could be possible that I may have missed it. But yeah, so yeah, welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome. So I mean, obviously, I think in the last stream last week, or not last week, yesterday, I mentioned that I said I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 28K, and it looks like we obviously did. So let's go into this, right? I'm going to drag this thing with me so that it's along the way. Let's talk about coming out of our session that we just had yesterday, okay? Let's talk about that. So on the NQ, yesterday, as you remembered, I kind of got whipped back and forth here a little bit when it came to Thank you very much for calling that out, my man. Uh, there you go. There's the right chart now. So yesterday during our stream, we talked about where we were at, and we were kind of getting whipped a little bit back and forth on the chart. Now, I was trading my evals yesterday, and both trades didn't work out during the session itself. I could have taken about 15 to 20 points on those trades, if you guys remember, but I was obviously looking for 25. Was I stretching it considering the market conditions? Probably. I mean, if you take a look at it, we did kind of range back and forth. So I was probably shooting for a little bit more than I should have. I was really expecting follow through yesterday, and we just never got it. But we did end up getting the breakout. So you can obviously see that we did get the follow through to the upside later on in the day. And because we're trading at all-time highs, we don't have a great deal amount of reference points or levels. So all at this point in time, we're really just looking at previous day price action and looking at where the all-time high spot is. And why I reference that is because, as you guys already know, a lot of times when I talk about price action going from session to session, remember that every session acts as a page to a book. Asia to London, London to New York, New York to Asia. And so it's important for us to always look at how price was reacting and functioning over the course of every single session. So going into the day, if you guys remember, near the end of the stream, I entered into a long gold trade. I did provide that update on my Instagram. We did end up getting a target hit on that, so that was good. So at least that was it wasn't a complete utter fail of the day, but that gold trade was solid, and it followed through with the rest of the market because we did end up getting the longs that we want to see on the overall market, right? And so coming into the New York session, you can see here, and that blue line represented the all-time high from the prior day. You can see here that off the opening, we put in a bullish candle, and this is the 2-minute time frame. We basically held this range above the all-time highs. And now taking a trade off the opening is always super, super risky. So obviously take it for a grain of salt. I personally don't like taking trades off the open like this, just because probability wise, it has never really worked out for me. I can see why someone may have taken it after the first 4 minutes or so. They want to kind of continue this breakout continuation out of the pre-market range here. Ideally, if you are an orb trader, right, I think there was a good opportunity here for a retest for longs here, which kind of gave us the move that sent us higher. Now, if you take a look at the price action, to be perfectly honest, this New York session wasn't the most desirable for me. Obviously, if you got a really nice long entry, then things would have just played out. If you would have just let it go, do its thing, it would have been pretty solid. Now, as I talk about the orb play, I'm just going to bring it over here. Let's see here, just so that I can highlight it. Some of you guys might not know what the orb play is. The orb is not a strategy that I trade, but I have many students that use it, so I do talk about it frequently. And so if we take a look at the orb basically is about here, maybe there. Hold on, just want to make sure. About there. That was pretty much about the orb trade. So you can see that this is a 15-minute orb. Orb stands for opening range breakout. And so personally for me, if I were to talk about the opening range, I generally like to play the opening range break and retest. I don't like to play the opening range break. Personal opinion, to each their own, right? You can see here that we got a really nice retest over here. This was around 7:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you had the opportunity to be patient enough to take this would have been a nice little long trade. And again, this would have been a grinder. You would have had to essentially watch paint dry for quite a long time on this trade. Depending on where you opened on this retest, you could have gone a humble 30-some points out of the gates fairly quickly. And this would have been a nice 1-hour trade. But as you can see, if you were willing to hold long enough at the high of day on the overall session, you could have nailed about 3.3R on the given trade, right? And this is assuming you could have held this. This is also why a lot of times I look at this. You see the price when we dived back here. If anyone would have moved their stop loss, moved their stop loss to break even, they would have gotten stopped out with this spike down, right? This is why also sometimes when I talk a lot about trades, and again, to each their own with their strategy, generally, when we take a look at it, I would be very comfortable trimming 2R. So for example, that would be about right there. So if you entered this long or break and retest trade, we could have locked in a 2R trade. So let's just hypothetically say that you trade with 5 micros. You could have trimmed off 3 or 4 micros here at 2R and left the one last one at your regular position to let's see how far your last runner could have ran. The problem with moving positions to break even is that things like this do happen and then it continues moving further. And so for many of you traders, I'm sure you have been in that position before where you've entered a trade, it comes back to break even, and then it moves after the fact. And you almost get so upset with yourself, right? And it does happen. And that's the reason why a lot of times when I do take my trades, I let them play out. But that orb play probably was your safest trade on the New York session. As we come into today, we can see that Globex has basically gapped up and opened above the high of the New York session, which 28.4247 is the all-time highs for the NQ now. And so what we're looking for here out of the gates, and I'll talk about 2 trades that I have already taken on the session here. I'll leave that there just so it's always present. I did not take this long trade, but while I do want to provide the narrative here that still makes sense, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more just so I think that probably looks better if I zoom in here. We pushed up and then we held the Globex. So you can almost consider this as kind of like a potential higher low on this gap up play. And if you don't want to take this trade because we're still below VWAP, the breakout above would have been a nice trade. And humbly, even if you didn't catch that big rocket of an entry or a candle, humbly, you still would have had a pretty good risk ratio here. Like you could have still nailed down 1R very comfortably there. And again, I don't know. It's been a crazy day. I haven't even had the chance to really catch up on news. But obviously, if you were able to hold for longer, that would have been a very solid 148-point trade to the upside off that potential higher low. Now, what I did catch, though, in the trade was, as this is the reason why this shadowed box is here, I was actually watching to see if we were going to hold this range or whether we were going to break back up or break down. And so essentially what was, and this was just perfect timing, honestly, I had started my session with my group around 5 o'clock today. And so you can see here, this is about 5:10, right? And right as I started, I was kind of looking at this. I'm like, you know what? Price moved beneath, right? We broke the range. And I basically took that failure and that lower high and I shorted the trade down and I passed my 1 eval using that trade there. And then afterwards, we took another set of trade here of this double bottom off of Globex, and we longed it. This was the tricky one. This one, I sat in this trade for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Mind you, I didn't even look at the chart. I kind of just let it do its thing. But we did end up hitting PT as we moved on up here. And so that was another 38 to 40 point trade that was captured as well. So those were the 2 trades that I took over the session today so far on Asia. So that's the NQ overview. Right now, what I'm really looking for from the overall chart is for us to continue to move higher, whether it's to test the high of day, whether it's to break and retest the high of day. We'll see what the chart offers us. If we do end up rejecting this range again, I mean, I'm open to shorts, but I have to manage my expectations. I don't think there's going to be a great deal of a move. Again, over Asia, I try not to shoot for too big of a move just because I think that the probability of those kind of trades working out is not as common. Sorry, just getting my drink here in. So there's that. Going on to gold as well. So let's talk a little bit about gold, and I will catch up on the chat. I know you guys are asking questions, so I promise, as always, I will get to that, okay? So for gold, there it is. If you guys remember last night, we were on our stream together. I did end up taking a long, and the long did end up playing out for us. It was very close, actually, because I took my long in this area, and that pullback almost wicked me out, but then the next move up hit my PT. And so that was the gold trade that I took. If you guys know, I've been talking about the fact that I'm not interested in a bullish move on GC. Now, has my sentiment changed? We can take a look at the chart and we'll see if that is the case. But I've been very bearish on the gold chart because honestly, we've just been pummeling further and further down. You can see coming into the New York session as well. we did kind of open up here and we put in a range. Again, I'll leverage this 15-minute opening range kind of setup again, just the same way that we kind of talked about earlier with the NQ. And so what is this? 15, that would have been right there. There. That was essentially the opening range for gold, okay? And so we kind of like whipsaw it back and forth. And this is, by the way, a good exact reason as to why I'm not a big fan of taking range breakouts, because you can see here, this was the opening range. We broke out, we faked out. We broke down, we faked down. We broke out, we faked out. Like, this was brutal, right? Like, for me, this was not ideal. What I liked actually on gold, remember, if you've been watching my streams this entire time, you should be familiar by now with the 4577 AOI. You should be very familiar with that. And so what was the clean trade was, once we finally broke out of that gross range that we were in during the New York session, we came back up and we retested my AOI pretty much to the wick, right? And then that gave us a great opportunity to short the gold, right? And so with a conservative 3.7 risk, you could have captured a nice solid 2R trade pretty much from entry to VWAP, which would have been a pretty solid overall setup to have taken over the New York session. And that was pretty much the best setup. Every other setup, in my personal opinion, again, everyone has their own style. Personally, that was the only setup that made sense. Otherwise, gold was just not desirable to me, personally honest. You could have maybe taken this spike of the AOI that I mentioned earlier for longs. But again, I wouldn't have felt good longing, because with my bear sentiment, when I see that we're rejecting up here pre-market, rejecting over here during the active session, I can't help but think this is going to continue lower. So I wouldn't have naturally gone for a long here just because of that. And so that's why the short trade made the most sense for me. Okay. So that's kind of the quick gold overview. Now coming into today, we've obviously seen a big push up on gold. Like, we have basically off the Globex open, we have moved a total of, what is this? We're up to 667. So we're almost up 100 points on gold right now, which is kind of insane. Like I said, I don't generally look at it, but this is a very big trend recovery move. I haven't looked at the bit larger time frames just yet, so I will zoom out in a bit, and I'm going to look through an analysis on what I'm thinking about the overall chart, so we can touch on that a little bit more. I'm just going to catch up with the chat a little bit here before I continue talking again, and to go over the analysis on the larger time frames. So give me a second here. Did you reach out to Agro Live now that they are getting the ball rolling with that? Reach out to Alex about live. Oh, Apex. I did. It's a work in progress. So right now with Apex, for those who don't know, I capped out with Apex last year in August. Capped out as in I made my maximum payout that they're willing to pay me based on their rules and parameters and all what have you. And that was also because the way it works is that once you blew the account after you get to the uncap phase, there's no way to buy more accounts. So that's why I got capped. Because when I withdrew, so I took a 50K account, I got my 6 payouts, and then I got my uncapped payout, which was a total of a $92,000 payout off of one account. But when I withdrew that money, I didn't leave much of a buffer for myself. So because of that, I blew the account after maybe 2 or 3 weeks after I had withdrawn that payout, and I wasn't able to buy more. Okay, and so that's why I got capped out. Now, a lot of traders with Apex have been moving live. And the reason why I can't move live with most prop firms is because if you look at like the legal agreements with Ninja Trader and all those other guys, the only Canadian province that they offer live trading to is actually in Ontario. So if you're in the East Coast, you're safe. But if you're like me in the West Coast of Vancouver, we don't have that option. So Apex has already said that that's not something that they will do. They are looking at working something for me, judging by the sounds of it, though, because I am in talks with someone right now. So we'll see where that leads us to. I'm not really too sure. But hopefully I'll be able to kind of trade with them again, because unlike many of the negative connotations that people may have around Apex, I've had zero issues with them. I've gotten paid out by them. I followed their rules, so I can't be too upset about them. So that's kind of my update right now, Leo. Yeah, I'll definitely update the gang as soon as I hear back from them, though. The one that I'm really pushing on is my Lucid one, because those ones, like I passed those accounts. I'm not really too sure what's taking so long. But yeah, let's see. Hey, going on, Casper. And by the way, again, thank you, Johnny, for telling me that earlier. 30K by end of the week for NQ. Kamya. I mean, that's a big ask, but who knows? Maybe, yeah, that's possible. As usual, we'll look at the round numbers, right? We'll look at the 29K mark is what we're going to look for on the NQ next. Thanks, Robert, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. 100%, man. Honestly, that I always say this during these streams. Even if you don't end up taking a trade during this session, it's not the biggest deal. Just pay attention to where these marker points are. Pay attention to where we are on the chart, and you'll find that, you know what, later on as you go into like later London or early New York, they'll still somehow play out for us. So just pay attention to that. Yeah, the gold trade was solid. What up, Ammo? Hey, Raw Dog. Eval for me, I go pretty much from half size to full size on evals. Again, I think I may have mentioned this before, but for the newer guys, I already know my expected value as a trader, so I don't spend too much time in the eval phase. Now, if you were learning, I would definitely encourage you to be respectful of how you trade your evals. Full porting evals and passing them won't do you any good if you don't know what you're doing. You're just going to end up in that vicious cycle of passing and burning, right? So for me, yes, I do trade much larger size when I'm an eval, but I don't recommend that to anybody who's still learning the craft. If Kamya, if your comment about bearish was about gold, it's just because on the day we've just been melting. Like we've been melting like big time. Now I could take a look at the larger time frames here. Maybe things are shaping up a little bit better. Like right now, we look like we're trying to form a weekly fail to go lower. So maybe, just maybe, we could be pushing up. I like the fact that we held here. If you guys remember what I said during our last session, I said that this bar was still forming at the time. I said, we'll see what we do. Will we just retrace and come back down? It looks like we're retracing and pushing forward. So as of right now, I'm thinking that we have a chance to maybe move higher. So we'll see if we can break past the 670 level. And if we can, 686 and 691 are the next spots on the gold that I'd be watching for in terms of longs. So we'll see. That's a pretty big move up, right? So just reading through the chat here. Ali, good to see you. As always, thank you for helping a brother out here. Yes, please drop a thumbs up on the stream. Once we get to 200, we're going to do a Take Profit Trader giveaway. What's going on, Trade WAP? Good to see you in here again. Thank you for dropping some dollars, sharing your thoughts. No problem, Amnol. Pleasure. BJ, what's going on, man? Ellie, cheers, brother. AXP, hey, what's going on? What's good? New York. Robert, pre-market for me, because I'm Pacific Standard Time, that would be like 5:30 because we open at 6:30 my time. Is Lucid 7 business day? They told me 2 to 3 business days when their support team responded to me. So if it's 7 business days, I guess I'm waiting for another few days here. Hey, how's it going, Sando? JTP, no. I mean, JTP asked a really fair question. You know, he mentioned the comment here. You sound very grounded where you live with business and family, but have you considered moving to allow yourself to be able to go live with these props? I think that's a fantastic question. Fantastic question. And so give me 1 second here, actually, because I just need to make sure I don't forget this part, actually. I always have a lot of thoughts that come to my mind. I really don't want to lose my train of thought. Hence why I always want to make sure I take note of things. So with the question that JTP asked, first and foremost, business and everything that I do, it would never truly ground me. If the right opportunity came and it made sense for me to take on different opportunities, I would move if it made sense. But just remember what I've always been saying on all of these streams. For me, values are important. Like my values are important to me. And so the way I look at it is that if I were to move, it would be for those reasons. It would never be because of prop trading. Trading is not the most important thing to me, even though I have found monumental success and I don't doubt that I'll continue to have that success. That is not why I do things. And I want to make sure that I don't, and I want to share with you guys as you guys get to know me more. Like trading is a vehicle to help you aspire and achieve the values and the goals that you have set for yourself. traveling the world, raising children. I don't know. It could be anything. Everyone has their own thing, right? I will never move for trading. Like that will never be a thing. I will make the most of what I've got with what I have. And I mean, to be perfectly honest, if I've been able to do what I've done just last year with what I've got, I don't have the urgency to go live, because going live has a lot of caveats too, right? You're trading live on the broker. That means you're paying for your professional fees. There's a lot of your tax implications as well, depending on what that looks like. There's a lot of different nuances that come with it. Personally, for me, I'm very happy trading options during New York session, which is my self-funded, and trading futures on prop firms. Unless the system as a whole with prop firms change in such a dramatic way that would make me want to go down that path, then sure, maybe. But personally, otherwise though, I'm actually very content with where things are. But would I ever move for maybe, I don't know, to have a better life? Yeah, absolutely. That's something that my family and I always talk about. So don't be surprised if I ever say that I end up moving, but it won't be because of prop firm trading. Yes, I've traded the New York session before, Tony. I started trading New York. That's where it all began. I traded small caps. I traded options well before I traded futures. So futures, I've only been trading for about 18, 20 months now. So yes, and no problem, Devon, always. So I'm going to pause for a little bit here again and talk about it, because I see a lot of people asking questions about what are my technical reads. So yeah, anyways, so for gold right now, like I said, if we can get a break above 67 here, sorry, 670, I think we have room to move up towards the next levels up here, but we'll see. As of right now, this kind of looks like gold's trying to break down. If we don't hold this 656 area, let's see. I think we can move down towards 652. If I were to take a short, and I'm just going to take a look, because I always like to take a look at my risk to reward. Yeah, the reward's not worth it for me right now. I wouldn't take this. Honestly, with the way that it's recovering right now, what I would probably want to rather see us do, let's just say we have a deep pullback on gold, okay? Let's hypothetically say that. If we hypothetically get a deep pullback on gold, I would like to see us either hold this area and push up and break out above this. Like that's probably a play that I would want to see play out. That's scenario one. The other scenario that I'd be interested in, if assuming it maybe pulls lower than this, is that if we come back and test this level and then go back up and repeat and do the same thing that I mentioned earlier. Those would be the two kind of scenarios that I would look at for longs. The only way I look for shorts is that if this breaks down and we do end up, say, testing this 649 area here for like a lower high for shorts, then maybe. It does look like it's breaking down, like I said. I don't want to short this though. I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone here for me to take this, but that's kind of my perspective on gold right now. On the NQ, looks like we're still holding this channel range that I drew earlier on. If we continue to fail this, I would be open to taking a short trade. Again, managing expectations that I'm not looking for a great deal of amount. I'd be open to something like that, like a 1 hour trade or something like that. I'd be open to this, just based on the fact that we keep rejecting this range. Now, obviously, I would like to see other time frame confluence to drive this decision making, because I don't know what we're looking at right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd feel good about shorting this right now still. So NQ, I'm not as interested in shorts right now. This is going to be a little bit tougher. I think NQ will be harder for us because right now, basically, we're within the range. We're at the center of the range. Where and if you guys have been following the stream for long enough, you've heard me say this many times. I hate trading in the middle of the range. This is just like you're literally flipping a coin here on where this is going to go. I'm going to watch and see. I found that we've been doing a lot of fake breakouts. So let's just say we do end up breaking out the highs. I would watch to see if it actually has follow through or if it's just going to fake us out again. If it fakes us out again, then I'm open to shorts up here later on in the day. Otherwise, if we can continue to hold VWAP, I am interested in long. But again, we're in the middle of the range, which I really do hate. So we'll see what the chart kind of offers there for us. Okay. I'll leave that there for now. Just going to read through the chart again, the chat again here. Thanks, Mario. I appreciate that. I do a lot of teaching, and I'm not just talking about trading. I spend a great deal of my time coaching entrepreneurs and coaching corporate executives. So I'm that's like my area of expertise is to do that. I've always said that if I can't break something down that I do in a way that a 3-year-old can understand, then I don't truly understand what I do as well as I could. So and I make that comment a lot because I quite literally do talk to my kid. My 6-year-old likes to come by my chart sometimes and say, "Oh, what, Daddy? What's the chart doing?" And he's picked up some lingo just from me talking about charts. So I think that just for me, when I think about that, like that, being able to articulate yourself in that way is pretty important. Thanks, Moya. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Callan, how's it going, man? Thank you, Vibe. Doing good. Chris, what's going on, man? How's it going? Thank you, Kami. I appreciate it, man. Would you move to Puerto Rico with Jake? No, I would not. There are many, many financial benefits to moving to Puerto Rico, but I value my family, and I don't think it's the right move for family to go there, which is why I would never go there. There are places around the world that I'd be more than happy to, but that would not be it. I would go and visit Jake in Puerto Rico, but I would not move there. Siddiqui, I think I provided the answer to your trade setup question. I just talked about it both for NQ and for gold already. Futures trader, Alan, do you ever see yourself buying a bigger home with your trading profits? Oh, yeah. I don't know if it'll be a bigger home. You know what? I should answer that question by saying yes. If I do buy another home, it will be a bigger home. Not because I want a mansion or anything like that, but it would be nice. Like the one thing I wish my house had today was I wish I had like just one additional room that where my kids could just run around. It could be like their playroom. Like I don't have that. And in Vancouver, for anyone who don't know, in Vancouver, it is expensive. Like I live in a 2,000 square foot house, and this house costs $1.7 million. Like it's not cheap to live here. Like if I go anywhere else in the country, I could get so much more house for what I paid for it. So yeah. Anyways, but yes, I would want something bigger, if just for the kids' sake. What's going on, John? Jake, do you want GC to tag the 46.7 area before we reverse? Agreed with you, Jake. You know what? I have heard Brian Stonk before. I've seen some of his stuff before just because of Tradeify and all that. No, we're not related, but from what I understand, he's a killer in the market. Hey, how's it going, Fatima? Sorry if someone else asked before, can you share how long you've been trading and how long did it take you to become profitable? I've been trading for 5 years. I will say that I didn't take it seriously until 3 years ago because the first 2 years was really just throwing crap on the wall and hoping it stuck. Even though I was profitable by luck, I didn't really find my footing until after I joined the mastermind and I kind of learned the foundations to what I know today. But yeah, I've been technically profitable since year 1, but my true confidence profitability didn't come till year 3, and my record breaking year was last year. That was like the proverbial Nike swoosh that I had. Good morning, 44. What are your thoughts on CME Group launching single stock trading later this year? So like trading futures, but for like Tesla. Yeah, I mean that's very interesting, to be perfectly honest. I haven't put too much thought in that, on my own opinion. I think having opportunity is always nice. But I think that sometimes for the masses, more opportunity doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. I think for a lot of people, that just means it just gives them another reason to potentially break into bad habits. So, I always say just be careful, because I think that when they were talking about how they remove the minimum requirement for like, what was it called? I can't remember the terminology, but it was for options trading. Basically, with the changes, it means that you could lose even more money trading options, which is kind of just scary to think about. Yeah, and yeah, Kamia knows what I'm talking about, man. Vancouver's expensive. Yeah, a mortgage on a $1.7 million home. So let's just assume you did a standard 20% down payment, or 25%, depending on what part of the world you're in, because I think rules, banking policies, and all that are different. I mean, if you think about it, right, you're basically borrowing $1.3 million to buy a home. And on the interest rates that we currently have in Canada today, your mortgage would basically be $9,000 a month. It's pretty gross. Taxes are horrible here. Hey, no problem, Ayler. Yeah, man, honestly, for all the new guys that are hopping on the stream, I'm a very well-rounded person. Trading may be the thing you're here for, but I was successful in the corporate executive world and entrepreneur well before this. And when I say entrepreneur, I don't mean content creating or any of the social stuff that you're maybe used to seeing. I'm talking bricks and mortars, working with restaurants and growing businesses that way. So honestly, any questions you guys want to chat about, I'm more than happy to kind of talk about that. That's right. That's the PDT rule. That's right. Thanks, guys. You answered the question. Yeah, we're just like New York, man. It's horrible. That's why when Jake made the move to Puerto Rico, he didn't even have to tell me why. I knew exactly why he moved. Yeah, futures. It is. I mean, if you can have a 2,000 square foot home, it is considered quite nice. Like if you want, like I've seen homes in Texas. So I don't know any of you guys here are from Texas, but I've seen the homes you guys have. Like I know for $1 million, you can buy like a 5,000, 6,000 square foot like castle where in Texas. To own a 6,000 square foot home out here, you're spending 25 to 29 million dollars to buy that home. Like it's just a different ball game out here. It's crazy. It's because of the weather, you know. We have some of the best weather in the country out here. And we have a lot of outdoor life, which is why a lot of people come here. Yeah, so you guys are in Texas, you get it, man. I have not been on Words of Wisdom. I have actually been asked by certain people to partake in that, but to be perfectly honest, I don't know how I feel about that much light on me. Growing up, I've always shied away from the spotlight because, and that's honestly the reason why I don't flex payouts on my stories a lot. It's because of the fact that like, or on not stories, my on my Instagram, and that's because I've just grown up in a more like, if you know, you know. If you're like a typical old school Asian growing up in a household where like you used to get beat as a kid type of deal, you will know I've been raised to you keep your head down, you do your own thing, don't attract attention. Attention is bad. Like that was the way that I was raised. So it's hard for me to like put myself in those kind of positions, which is also the reason why like a lot of my corporate success over my years, that was a big deal for me because I really had to break out of my shell and be outgoing, so that I could actually connect with corporate lingo and speak to like speak the corporate tongue. It's not something that I grew up on. It was really hard. Um, I think Vancouver's got Toronto beat, man. Toronto has some tough real estate, but I'm almost 100% sure that Vancouver has Toronto beat. Our most expensive price per square foot home in Vancouver, during the peak of our time, was like $2,000. What was it? 2,000 per square foot, I think it was $2,000 per. It was something ridiculous. It was a big project. It's a luxury project, but it's gross. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like the stream, guys. I'm just answering questions as they come. What's NQ doing right now? Sorry, I'm just gonna check the NQ as well. Yeah, NQ's just kind of chopping around still. Anyway, back to the chat. Yeah, futures, man, that's amazing that you kind of bought that kind of home in LA. That does not exist here. Yeah, Gandhi, 100% Beverly. Asian culture, yep. Yep. Yeah, we know we always talk about comparison as a silent killer. What Aloha just said there, that Asian parents always compare you and tell you why you are not as good as someone else's child. It is so true. It's how we grew up, man. My parents are from China. They were divorced when I was very young, though, so I grew up with a single mom. I can take trades if trades present themselves. I already kind of talked about the setups that I'm looking for right now, which is the reason why I haven't taken anything yet. Just remember, gang, that trading is about creating a game plan and trading that plan. I mean, I could honestly scalp the living hell out of today if that's what you're looking for me to do today. But yeah, it's not worth it if you're just gonna shoot the shot for no reason. Yeah, I do think gold's gonna drop. I'm like kind of waiting for us to come up here and have some sort of a fake breakout or something. Please take Doug Ford. I don't want to talk about politics too much, man. Hey Jose, how's it going, man? What's my best advice on psychology? for someone who has been trading for 4 years and just started seeing profitability, but has been a slow grinding process? When will that Nike swoosh happen? I think that that's a very valid question as well, that has been just asked here. So I'll answer that question. In regards to your comment of psychology and success and 4 years of trading and grinding process, there is no such thing as a specific time in which we as traders will find success. That's just, it is not a linear path. It's just like entrepreneurship. There are ebbs and flows to what we do. What is important is that when you look at the stability of your trading plan, does it fit the mold of a successful trader? And what I mean by that is that if you've back tested enough, you should probably get a good sense of like what is working and what's not. Because really, in the end of the day, trading just becomes a boring repetition of your trades over and over and over again. And what happens is that when market conditions change, you're essentially just adapting your style to those given sessions, or you just stay out of the way, right? Over the course of time, as you get more and more confident with your trade setups, you will find confidence in your edge, and that's where you'll double down on those trades. And so for me, what that means is that if I ever see an A+ setup in market conditions that look good for me, I would essentially take 3 full port minis, not really full port, but 3 full minis, and I will hold that bugger. And that's essentially how I've managed to achieve those $10,000 trading days that I have in the past, that many people who've been following me for a very long time will know. I have done that numerous times, but I don't do that every day. And I think that's the expectation that we need to make sure we understand, is that I don't do that every day. I do it, not every day. Hopefully that kind of answers your question a little bit, man. I'll put my Instagram here just for those who are kind of asking questions. I think everyone has their definition of what mentorship is. So Muskin, I'm just kind of answering your question here right now. Can I provide feedback and commentary and stuff like that in the Discord? Absolutely. But I don't think that I would consider that mentoring. Mentoring is like this, what we're doing right now, but more intimate one-on-one, catered feedback, catered analysis to you and your individual as a trader versus just a broad kind of like sharing, which is what I'm already doing. Like if you think about it, I'm already sharing with you guys how I'm looking at the market and those type of things, right? But the reality is that when you're trying to coach an individual trader, you need more than just like a broad spectrum of this. There's a lot of free education online, like a lot of free education. I mean, that's the reason why we're doing Project 365, right? Like Jake knows all of us. The Avengers, as he will call, that he has assembled here, are people that he knows and that he trusts. That's why we're here. And we're here to provide free education to the community all year long, 10 hours a day. And who knows, maybe we might even span even further out than just those 10 hours, right? But that's why we're doing this. So that's why we're looking to provide this. Do you call this mentorship? I mean, that's completely up to you. But my idea of mentorship is the same way that we look at it as a personal trainer. When you go to the gym and you have someone that literally creates a diet plan for you, stretch plan for you, rep plan for you, everything. That's more of a mentorship to me than just the education of conversation. So that's, I don't know if that answers your question, but I put my Instagram there so you can just DM me if you have any questions about that type of stuff. Yeah, Vancouver's way worse. Siddiqui, I feel like you keep asking that question. I think I've answered that question a few times, so I'm just gonna leave that question there for you, my man. Do I blow account? Oh, Eva, yeah, 100%, 100%. Losing accounts is part of the game, gang. Any trader out there that tells you that they don't blow accounts is lying to you. Like, there's no way. I'm sorry. It's part of the game, but I'm okay with it, right? You just know that it's a game of probability, and you play into that, right? As long as you make sure that your payouts well exceed your investments, it's all good. It's all good. Honestly, a lot of times if I'm trialing new strategies, I actually just do them on evals. I don't do them on my funded. Yeah, these interest rates are disgusting. Yeah, Chase Adventures, and your question about the NQ gap fill. I think it's possible that we could come back down, to be honest, on the NQ. What are we doing right now? Yeah, we're still kind of just grinding right now. I don't know if someone wanted to, we can trade longs on the NQ and grind our way up towards the highs. and then expect maybe some sort of like a breakdown from there. So if we were to do something, for example, it would be like this. Was that enough? I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone for that. I'll probably go for lower than that though. I'll probably go for that. It does look like we're starting to break up a little bit here. I don't feel comfortable shooting for too much though. That's the thing. I'm open to a 1R. I'll take 1R on this. What's the candle bar forming right now? Yeah, I'll take a 1R. I think that's good. Still a little bit risky to be honest, but we'll see. I'll leave that there as I continue to answer questions. You ever trade 6E Euro future? I have no idea what that is, AXP. I'm going to say no. I have no idea what that is. All out God, you want me to scalp? Scalping on gold actually can be quite dangerous too, actually, because you could gain quite a bit from doing that, but you can blow up just as fast. Hey, what's going on, Gonzalo? I traded my funded actually earlier today already, but I might hop back over. I'm actually working on my Lucid evals, the Lucid Max ones that I've been talking about, the ones that give you that like that daily payout model from being capped out with them. So I'm just kind of slowly building that up right now. Hey, right guy. Happy belated, man. Happy belated. Yeah, Jake, it's true. It's been holding pretty strong. With how you had a very profitable year last year, did it build month by month? Like, did you see, oh, this is working, and load up on more evals with confidence, knowing you could duplicate the prior month? Sort of like that, yeah. I mean, once you know what really like was a confidence builder? The first prop firm that I capped out was with my funded futures. And I did that back in January of 2025. So at the start, I think that was a very good like month of validation because January was the month where I capped out with my funded futures, which was a total of 50K payout. And then I also capped out with funded futures family, which was very new at the time, which was about $67,000. That period was kind of like that check mark for me. Like, you know what? With all the payouts that I just got, I could take a little bit of risk and maybe scoop up a few more accounts. And that's when I started kind of like, was the beginning of me rotating accounts essentially. And I started to find a rhythm and I started building on that. It probably wasn't until like April, I think it was April or May, that I actually felt like, hey, you know what? I think I know my edge now. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm very confident. Because in the early years of 2025, people had asked me already in the early days, hey, Alan, do you teach? Do you teach? I said, I don't feel comfortable teaching because I don't even know my strategy well enough to be even doing that. And that's the reason why I started my first mentorship back in the summer of last year was because I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready now. And that's kind of where that kind of began. So I don't know if that answers your question, JTP. Where are we at for thumbs up, by the way, guys? 131. We need 69 more in order for us to do that giveaway, guys. Futures, I would put my IG in the chat already, so you can DM me there. Any questions about that? I don't know, man. Who knows, Leo? I mean, I don't know how big this session can get because I am later in the night. So this might be the best time to ask this kind of question. How do you feel about your dad? I have a kid and I feel bad that my fiance and I just separated. It's hard to deal with this. You know, honestly, Amo, first and foremost, thanks for being so vulnerable to share that in the chat. Personally, I think it's less about the leaving of one's relationship, but how you manage it. I'm a big advocate of role model. I think that as a role model, your action speaks louder than words. So something that I do with my wife, and we've been together for a very long time, but I've always said this. When people ever ask me, like, do you and your wife ever fight? We have been together for 20 years. I have never gotten in a fight with her. And it's not because there's nothing to dispute about, but it's because for me, I am always a listen first, talk later. And when I say listen first, I mean listen to understand, not listen just to interrupt someone later on, right? And so for me, the role model aspect has always been about like your kids are always watching, they're always listening. So for me, I would always intentionally, if I'm doing a chore around the house, even though pre-kids, I would never do this. Like I would never announce it. I always do the chores, but I would never announce it. But now, because I have kids, what I do is that if I'm doing the laundry or I'm doing the dishes or doing anything like that, I would say, hey, hun, I'm going to go do the laundry right now. Okay. I'll be right back. And that's me demonstrating to my kids that I help out around the house. We help each other out. We're a partner, right? In the same regard that we when we're ever showing caring um, behaviors, we always demonstrate that. And if I'm having a frustrating conversation with my mom and my grandma, I make sure that the kids aren't around for when we do that because I don't want them to be exposed to that type of relationship. If that makes sense. So I think what's more important is your demonstration. So it's sad. I'm sorry to hear that you had that happen, but I think what's important is that you just need to make sure that you and your significant other create a safe boundary of conversation and demonstration so that you have the ability to still be present and be that person to your kid. Even if you're separated, your kid can still look at you and respect your fiance or your ex-fiance, whoever that may be, as long as you guys can do that. So that would be my perspective on that. And by the way, I know it seems really weird, but I actually have conversations like this with students all the time. It's not always just about trading. Strong earnings. Is my strategy EMAs? No, EMAs are there for just additional conviction. It is not, an EMA will never drive my trade. It will add conviction. It will maybe help me hold the trade, but I will never take a trade just because of my EMAs. Hopefully that answers your question. All out God. Brian, get some rest, man. You ever gonna trade equities? When you say equities, are you referring to like options or? Because I do trade options. I haven't done so as of late because it's been so crazy, but I do. How do I deal with losing trades? You just take it. I know that sounds bad. I mean, honestly, it's part of the game. If you look at a loss as you're a failure, and I think that's already the wrong approach. You need to look at losses as learning. If you repeat the same thing over and over again, that's shame on you. But if you're learning from it, then it's part of the education, right? As we say, it's part of the market tuition that we pay. That's banger. Good work, Gurjot. What's up, man? What's up, Shrishta Sharma? Oh, stocks. I haven't traded stocks in a long time, Jake. I used to trade small caps a lot, actually. That was back when I like got introduced to stock market wolf back in the old days. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I did make that comment earlier. I don't like trading where we are right now. I like the way that we were kind of holding and looked like we were about to break into this range, which is why I was okay taking this long. But it's also why I'm not holding for more than this, right? Give me a second here. Like right now, I'll show you guys my account. This is the Lucid account right now, guys. If you guys can see here, this is the one that has 2 trading days. So it's a 50K Lucid Max account. I just need to make $600 more on this account, and I will automatically achieve the 40% consistency rule and also the profit balance. And then this will be another one of those accounts that I'll have sitting in dormancy, waiting for it to be activated, just like all my other ones. Oh, I guess I kind of answered one of the questions you just asked. This is not a paper trading account. This is my Lucid Max account. I've been trading for 5 years. Trading for 5 years, with the past 3 years being the most serious part of my years, and my last year was my Nike check mark year, my record-breaking year. If you guys, I'll put my YouTube here as well for you guys. If you guys want, you guys can watch my recaps. I recapped my year end from last year. where I had a solid options trading year and futures prop trading year. Yes, Lucid Max is invite only. You have to have achieved like some solid success with Lucid for them to invite you to that. Support and resistance traders. I mean, I'm a big fan of support and resistance. I mean, that's pretty much levels, right? Like you're trading levels. I think that the market moves from level to level, and the market will react on things up and down. I think that's pretty natural. I'm hoping my PT hits because I am being a prick for a tick. Where it's pausing right now is exactly where I was wanting to put my PT, but I didn't like the risk to reward because I'd be 0.8 risk. But that spot right there, which would have been 18.25, that was honestly a very valid spot to take profit. I hope we get the follow through though. Yeah. Hey, Baljeet, I just saw that you said you make the same trade. Honestly, that wick that we just put in there, that was honestly a very clean trim spot or take profit spot. I might be a little bit of a prick for a tick right now, shooting for what I'm shooting for. As far as what strategies and where to start, honestly, I would say just look through the different charts. Learn the basic nuances of what a candlestick is. What does price represent, right? Learning how to use some of the most basic indicators like VWAP, ones that are most commonly used mass around, right? There's so many, there's no such thing as one strategy that you should learn over another, man. That's completely up to you. But honestly, though, I would recommend that you should take a look at the mastermind, right? Because our Rake Trades sub for the Discord automatically gives you access to his mastermind. So if you want to learn, that's probably, yes, it's going to cost you a little bit, but the amount of value you're going to get from that is so worth it. So that's what I would recommend. So it looks like Ali already helped me out there. So the Discord's right there for you guys. Ammo, absolutely, man. Never, never, man. How many likes do we have now on the stream? 150. We need 50 more thumbs up for us to do that giveaway. Order flow, yeah, actually in the Rake Discord, I think we have, I think is it Joe that does it? I can't remember. Joel? No, wait, does he use Bookmap? He uses Bookmap, which I think is similar, is it? Yeah, I know there's quite a few people that use order flow. I don't personally use it, but I mean, the concept of what it represents makes a lot of sense to me, even though I don't use it. Does the 30 days start when you activate the account? Zen Trader, what is that referring to? That spot was the spot, man. That spot was the spot, and it's annoying me that it's not following through right now. Come on, don't do this to me. Give me my target. The reason why, by the way, I'm going to explain to you guys, the reason why I'm saying that that was the spot is because I'm just going to draw a line here just so that you guys can see it. I'm going to make it white. No, I'm going to make it yellow. If you can look at it right now from a bar perspective, that spot was kind of like that strong beginning of the pivot down that we had earlier, which is the reason why I'm saying like that would have been honestly a good spot to take it. But I'm going to stick to my plan and let this thing play out. Oh, I have accounts to give away, but we got to get those thumbs up. I can't just give it away for free, man. Come on. I got to put you guys to work. You got to drop some thumbs up, gang. I mean, getting 200 thumbs up, I don't think is a very difficult thing, guys. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, that's what you meant by that, Jake. No, none of my students currently use order flow. Not that I know of, anyways. They have not mentioned it to me. So remember what I said earlier that I would be looking for like a fake out, breakout of the 4670? This is what I'm talking about. I made this comment earlier, right? So well, let's see if it actually fakes out or if we will still continue higher. But this is what I was talking about earlier. Hey, Mr. Black, good to see you in here, man. So the mastermind ANFX, the mastermind actually offers you a lot of the foundations to what all of the Avengers who are currently hosting the Project 365 will provide you all of that information. That's the foundation of where it all began for us. So just definitely kind of hop on there and you'll be able to take advantage of that. If you're looking for something specifically with working with me, then you would just reach out to me via IG and we can talk about that together. Yeah, that was the spot. That's what I get for being a prick for a dick. This might actually stop me out, gang. Get some sleep, Sam. Take it easy, man. I don't stream actually, man. Like Champion, to your point about like why am I not on my own channel? I mean, I never streamed before. Jake has been kind of the inspiration for me to do this. And it made sense because I mean Jake and I kind of go way back with this. And so when we talked about working on a project together, I love the idea and I hopped on with this. We'll be doing this for us along. To be perfectly honest, if this becomes a big success as far as the growing community goes and people love this over the course of the year, we'll continue doing this. This will be going further out than just the year that we're on today. Thanks, Ed. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, if every prop firm has their own rules around stagnancy, so if you don't touch your accounts, then yeah, you will get deactivated. Every prop firm's different though, man. What's gold doing? We're at 170 thumbs up. We need 30 more thumbs up and we will do a giveaway, gang. Thanks, Jono. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I was a little late, and so this is actually a good question that McCarty kind of asked me, right? I'm obviously trying my best to engage you guys, so sometimes I'm gonna miss good setups, I'm gonna miss good entries. It is just kind of part of it. When we started coming here, we were forming this consolidation uh, in between the higher high bottom range here to the channel that I had marked already. So the entry that I actually wanted would have been a little bit further down here actually as we broke out, and which meant if we were to have done that, then I would have actually hit my PT already by now. Based on the risk to reward, I didn't want to risk. I didn't want to risk more than I was going to shoot for. I had a feeling this was going to be a thing for me here, where that PT was going to be my issue. But that's honestly on me for taking my entry a little bit later than I would have wanted to. So if I get stopped out, I wouldn't. This is actually kind of building to the question that one of you guys asked earlier: how do I deal with losses? I know exactly why this trade is not going to work if it takes me out. Like I'm totally accepting of that. I did not enter exactly where I would have wanted to, which obviously from an R multiple perspective, I would have still been safe. And let's just say in the scenario where I did enter a little bit later than I would have wanted to, I could have just lowered my PT slightly and be like, you know what? Yeah, this is not 1R. Maybe this is 0.9R. I should just let that be, just take it for what it is, right? Because that spot, that pullback on that area made a lot of sense, to be honest. So we'll see. If I get taken out, I get taken out. It kind of is what it is, though. Chris, nice, man. You nurture that baby, man. I'd love for you to be able to get that baby to pay out. I say PT because I'm referring to price target. So if you say TP, that's where you take profit. So I think both of them are technically right. Just depends on what you're trying to say. Brandon? Yeah, I mean, it's not my usual trade. This setup is not my usual trade. You're 100% right. It's like you watched me for so long. Do you know my system? It's okay though. I'm okay. This is kind of why we're here. We're chatting, right? So if this doesn't work out, I can always repivot and take another trade there. It's not the end of the world. There's a lot of, and as far as entry confirmation goes, I'm a bar by bar trader. There's a lot of things that run into it for me. I would look at structure, I'd look at trend patterns, range, bar by bar, how things are forming, multi-time frame analysis. There's a lot of things that I look at when I take trades. It's not as simple as just be like, oh, if this bar is green, I take my trades. It unfortunately isn't that easy. Rude, nerd. I'm kidding. I know you mean. Can you be? Yeah, man. Reach out. Reach out if you're curious. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it, man. Are you in the same time zone as me, or are you Eastern time zone? Ah, so you're the same time zone as me. No problem, McCarty. Hey, Moneybag, what's going on, man? You came just in time to watch me get stopped out. Honestly, Zen Trader, I would never make a course on that, and if I did, I wouldn't sell it either. And I mean that with like I'm chuckling because like I don't think that's like course worthy, if that makes sense. I think I've done some videos on talking about account rotations in the past. At least I feel like I have. I don't know. I have to look at it. I haven't created content in a very long time, just because it's just my days are just too crazy, man. I don't know if I can find the time to do that. We're at 176 likes. I know, Baljeet. You and I both. We missed it by just that little bit. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Um, we need 24 more thumbs up, gang, before we can do that giveaway. If you're in the chat, guys, come on, thumbs up on the stream, gang. I am basically providing some free knowledge, and all we're looking for is a nice thumbs up. Yeah, Baljeet, you and I kind of we had our targets probably in similar areas, but I should have. I know it's one of those moments where you look at it, I'm like, damn it, should have totally just taken it. What are we doing with gold now? What are we doing with gold? Are we going to go long on gold here? I took a $400 loss on that last trade. What are we looking at here? I hope we don't double top here. Bar by bar wise, it doesn't look like we would. Let's take a shot here. Let's shoot our shot, guys. Let's see. Oh, no, don't do that again. Oh, what happened? What did I just do? Let's not be a prick for a tick. Let's move that down a little bit. Is this gonna double top of me? Is that what it's gonna do? I hope it doesn't. Sorry, I'm just gonna catch up with the channel here. I do have my own YouTube channel. I haven't created much on that in a while though. Ever since I started streaming for Project 365, I actually don't I don't really create much content there anymore. Thanks, Moneybag. I did. Do you ever cut a trade early if the bar by bar outlook changes, or do you just accept the risk? I just accept the risks, to be honest. Like right now, it's very unfortunate, but now this looks very bearish now. That 5-minute bar, like if this stops me out, I'm interested in taking shorts. I'll let it take me out first though, before I enter any shorts. But I'm interested in shorts now. Unfortunately, I entered that trade already though, so it is kind of what it is. And I'm saying that because I like the way we've closed on the 15 and I like the way that we closed on the 5. That's the reason why I want to short. But I will rotate accounts though. I'm not going to use this account anymore because if I lose this trade right now, then that's 2 losses on this account. So I'm going to rotate the account. Yeah, 100%. Oil looks 55. Oil look 55. What does that mean? I don't know what I'm looking at here. What's oil? What's oil 55? What does that mean? Moneybag, are you looking at NQ for shorts? Hey, what's going on, Crazy Colored? We got about, what, 44 minutes until the London session opens. We at 200. We're at 187 thumbs up, gang. Come on. We can do a little bit better than that. London opens at midnight. Oh, God. It opens at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Fair enough. Fair enough. That makes sense, Moneybag. I get it. I get it. I don't know what to say to you, my man, but I'm almost 100% sure that the London session opens at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, London session opens at midnight. Just Googled that. So I'm not too sure where. I don't know. Maybe you're a different time zone. Maybe is that what you're referring to? Are we at 200 yet? We're 193 thumbs up, gang. 193. We can do this, guys. We can do this. I have faith in you guys. Good morning, Jolanta. What's going on, my friend? What is going on? Just checking something out right now for a second here. Give me a sec, gang. sorry, just finished just checking up some stuff here. Hit the like button or get banned. That's savage, gaming expert. That's savage. Hey, what up, Armani? What's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, you know what? Some of the periods, man, I feel like this period gets a little tough. Like there's a reason why I usually don't trade this specific session all the time because it's tricky, right? Because it's like the wind up before London, so it's kind of like the build up. So unless like something has kind of carried the momentum for that trade to work out, it's kind of iffy. That's why I usually trade beforehand, to like at least get the buffer going, so that at least if I can take risks during here, it could be a little bit more digestible. But I mean, we are trying to, we'll see what we're trying to do here. I mean, gold is tricky right now, man. Like, I'm very like, I'm torn. It looks short to me though. It does. Like, I think I'm gonna get stopped out, but I don't know if this 15-minute bar gets invalidated though. Like right now with the way that we're pushing up, so we have what 2.5 minutes till this next 5-minute bar closes. If we close back on the 5-minute on gold, if we can close back above this like 46.72 ish area, I don't know. We might end up fulfilling and hitting my target actually. Yeah. Yep. The 9-minute. Sorry, the 9-minute. The 5-minute 9 EMA is absolutely holding it up right now. NQ. So this is the gold chart. What are we looking at for NQ? NQ. What are we doing here? NQ is kind of starting to kind of slowly pierce down here. Just waiting for this thing to load up a little bit more. Are we at 200 yet? We are exactly 200 thumbs up. Great job, guys. Great job. Very well done. All right, now I'm actually gonna try the bot out. So give me a second. I went through all the details here, and I'm hoping this works. Okay, give me a second here. All right, I am gonna start the giveaway, and I'm just gonna note. Give me 1 second, gang. Do not. I will type in the code here that you're supposed to use. So it's supposed to be like exclamation mark enter, I believe. Hold on. Just want to make sure this goes as planned here. Just looking through my instructions here so I don't screw this up. Okay, oh, there you go. I am just going to now test it out with this bot. So give me a second, gang. Just wait, guys. Wait. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Calm down. I haven't even clicked the button yet, guys. It doesn't work until I click the button. You guys are too funny. Okay, did it work? Did that work? No. Hold on. Cancel. YouTube is inactive. Don't forget to mod. Just do a settings community and adding Streamlabs. Okay, sorry. Give me a second, guys. I gotta do something here. I need to do something apparently. Settings. Okay, hold on. Studio. My settings. Give me a second, gang, okay? I have to add this thing apparently to my YouTube. Settings. I swear, Ron, if you're watching this later on, I'm trying my best to make this work. I don't know why it's not working. Guys, I haven't even started, guys. Calm down. Calm down. I'm actually trying to get this bot to work, but it's not working for me. Why is it not connecting? Did I do something wrong? This should be right. Okay, I swear. Ron, when you watch this stream later on, I swear I tried. I cannot get this to work. I'm going to have to try this again. I'm not even joking. I'm literally clicking on this thing and saying start the giveaway, and it's not doing anything. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way. Ron, you're going to hate me later on. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Well, I am just going to do the old-fashioned way. I apologize. Please drop a thumbs up on the stream. Thumbs up on stream. And then drop W's in chat. And then I'm going to pick a random name. I'm going to pick a random name. W's in the chat. We'll give it about 1 minute here. And I will get a random one of you guys here. All right, in about 30 seconds, we will announce the winner here. All right, we got our winner. Stop, stop, stop. We got our winner. We got our winner. We got our winner. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. We got our winner. Congratulations to this person for winning this giveaway. Stop spamming, guys. Stop spamming. I'm going to delete that if that helps. Stop spamming. We got a winner. That's your winner. That's your winner. All right. As usual, please reach out to me, McCarty, to my Instagram DM, and I will give you instructions on how this works. Take Profit Trader giveaways are a little bit different from the other giveaways that I've done. So just FYI, but just reach out to me via DM and I will provide you the details for the giveaway. Congratulations, though. Congratulations to McCarty for being the winner of the Take Profit Trader giveaway. Yeah, stop spamming, guys. Come on, man. What the heck? Reach out to me via Instagram DMs. So just so you guys know, that's not the only giveaway I'm doing tonight. That's not the only one I'm giving away. There's a next level up to this. We need 300 thumbs up, gang. Thanks, Bacardi. Gold's looking pretty good, guys. Gold's looking pretty good. And I'm just going to leave this here. 300 thumbs up on stream equals another 50K Take Profit Trader giveaway. Just saying, guys. Just saying. The bot does work, guys. This is a me issue. This is a user issue, okay? This is a user operator issue. It is on me. I'm going to have to play around with this thing later on or something. because Ron did provide the tutorial on how to do this, and I got everything set up. I actually like installed everything and all of that, and I thought by just me clicking start giveaway it would work, but it's like it didn't do anything. So I was like, oh man, something is missing and I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to ask for help. It is a user operator issue. It's on me. I am still in my gold trade, guys. I am. That's why I have this up for you guys right now. I'm close to hitting TP at the moment. So for the gold trade, I wanted us to hold above 4670 as a level for us to get this continuation push up. So this dotted line up here is actually my price target that I'm looking to hit. And yeah, so if I can hit that, then that'd be solid. Because if I can hit that number right now, that will automatically help me pass another of my 50K accounts, my Lucid Max eval. And just so you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to this one right here. So as I mentioned to you guys earlier, this account has 2 trading days in. I need to lock in 1 more trading day with the profits for me to be able to pass this account, or at least be considered as pass. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah, GC. Yeah, I know. It's I might have to just like yeah, I'm probably just gonna reach out and ask for help tomorrow. It's these past couple days have just been so busy. It's hard to find time to like align and connect with the others. So we're just doing our best to connect over the stream. But Ron did his part. I had his user operator issue tonight. I apologize. And here I thought I was able to pull it off tonight actually. What's the NQ doing? NQ's playing games with our heart. Oh, are we gonna get fall through? This kind of looks like a short trade on NQ. Anyone shorting NQ? Ooh, I see that there's VWAP right there though. That's the risky part. Shorting into VWAP is a dangerous game to play, man. It's a dangerous game to play. Oh, you took the entry, eh? All right. Well, I'm rooting for you, Daniel. If you're in that short with NQ, I'm rooting for you. Yeah, I like the setup on the structure for shorts on NQ right now. Like, if you look at it, and so even like this is where an example of where I make the comment that we can have a nice setup. We have other things that kind of align for it. So essentially, what you see here, for example, is that, and I'll draw this out. This area is kind of like testing this, right? We kind of broke beneath that higher low structure. We're resisting it, and we're hoping to get followed through down. We're testing the 2-minute trigger line right now on this FF indicator as well. The only tricky part, as Moneybag mentioned, and I talk about this all the time on stream, is that we had VWAP right there. So I don't know if we're going to get follow through. That's the tricky part about that. Yeah, 100%. Bought the dip, and the dip kept dipping. Brandon, do you hate VWAP because it's ruined too many of your trades, or? I mean, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Why don't you trade EA? Yeah. Oh, ES. I was like EA. Honestly, no reason. I've always been very like I like to stick to like 2 names. Back when I used to trade options, I would trade SPX and Tesla, which you would think that if I traded SPX, I would trade ES. But when I moved over to futures, I don't even remember what it was. I think at the time NQ was just a more attractive thing to trade when I started. And so when I got into trading NQ, I just never went back. So now that I've been trading it for so long, I kind of just stuck to it, to be honest. Hey, what's going on, Trader 007? I dig your name, man. I dig your name. Come on, gold. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. That's not cool. I'm gonna have to bring back my my degen emote with my Sharingan and my ramen and bubble tea. I think that's what I need to do here. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to this thing. Yeah, VWAP bounces are brutal. See you later, Ali. Get some rest. Yeah, yeah, man. That MNQ series, majority of it was done over the Asia session, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check. I don't want to. I'm almost 100% sure I would have because that was where I traded the most, so I don't see why I would have done it any other period. Let me just go back to my MNQ series. What was I doing at the time? MNQ series. How long ago was that MNQ series, man? I don't remember. I did that so long ago. I started, wow, holy, I didn't realize it started so long ago. I did that like 8 months ago. Mm, let's see. No, not all of it was on Asia. I'm like looking through some of my MNQ series trades. They were not all over Asia. Some of them were actually over New York, judging by the looks of it. Yeah. I think I did I actually, I did majority of that over New York. I think the reason why I did the MNQ series over New York was because at the time when I was doing this, I was still trading New York quite often. And so I think for the education purposes, I want to show people that over New York, you didn't have to trade with minis to be successful. I think that's why I did it. Now that I'm looking back at all of it. Oh, why did I choose to trade Asia? I chose to trade Asia because it was just slower and more predictable. So when I was trying to build out my strategy and backtest my expected value, I was New York was just too crazy for me. I just felt like I was ruled by my emotions when I was learning. So I found that Asia was a good training ground to kind of figure out what it is that I like and don't like. And then I kind of migrated over to New York afterwards. But much of my success came from Asia because it was just a much more calmer market to trade. Yeah, you're right, Baljeet. It was. That's right. Took a. Why are you dropping W's in the chat? You're a little late, guy. You're a little late, my dude. I did the giveaway earlier already. The next giveaway can only be done if we hit 300 thumbs up. We need 300 thumbs up before we can even think about that. Good night, Brian. Take it easy, man. Yeah, yeah, it was totally it was totally New York that I did that in. Oh, I created that DGen Ninja because like on my first or second stream, someone said that I needed to have a DGen image, and I was like, I don't have a DGen image, so I went on AI here and I kind of combobulated a few things that I like. I like my ramen noodles, I like my bubble tea, And also for those who've been following me long enough will know that my old original trade name was Uchiha Trades, which is basically from like Naruto. So that's the reason why that graphic was created. Yes. Naruto is my favorite anime. I power watched that and read all the manga when I used to be in high school. It was a lifetime ago. Hey, that gaming expert. Usually, yes, you're right. Usually that would be the case, but the other night, if you remember, when that whole Iran missile hit the U.S. ship, the market like tanked. Can I go over my bias for the day? Yeah, I know I talked about it a little bit earlier on. Basically, right now, what I'm looking at is, I'm going to remove that now because it is actually in my way. For gold, originally I was looking for either a reject here, which we did, but we're like breaking back above again. But I was looking for a reject of this 4670 area and to see if we can find a bearish move down for shorts. Right now, it looked like we were holding, but I don't know. I don't know if this is just a fake out, and maybe we will finally actually get follow through on the shorts now to the downside for gold because I am bearish on gold overall. Like right now, we've had a really, really big move up on gold, but I feel like we're due for a very sharp nosedive. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we might not get this nosedive until the London session opens. Maybe that's what's going to happen. We'll see. But that's my thoughts process. NQ looks like we're having a nice little push down here. I mentioned that we were in the middle of the range. So right now, what I would probably look for on the NQ is that if we do come back down, I would look for us to hold here and continue to break higher. Like honestly, at this point in time, I would watch to see how we would continue to trade this range here from the high to the low, right? And until we get a clear break and retest in either of these directions, we're basically trading within the range is kind of my thought process here. And then if we go into the London Open New York session, I would probably see if NQ's got the strength to push to 29,000 going into tomorrow. But who knows, right? It's kind of hard to say. Oh, Daniel, did you get stopped out there? You want me to check out ES? Yeah, that got bought back up real fast. Nice, nice, nice. For those who caught that short trade on NQ, looks like some of you guys caught it. Yeah, honestly, futures trader, we had this like yesterday session too. It just kind of whipped back and forth the entire night. It ruined me. Just so you know, Daniel, as well, if you tag at Reg Trades, it actually tags the channel. It doesn't tag me specifically. So if you ever want to tag me, you would just tag my specific name. Just FYI. That's me. Not that it's a super big deal. I read the chat regardless, so I see them anyways. But in case you're trying to really get my attention on a question, that's the best way to do it, in case I ever miss it. I am. So I still run the stream through obviously Rig Trades Network, but I'm logging into my YouTube so that I can converse with you guys because I don't want to screw up anything on Jake's side. Nice, Buljeet. Time to pause, repivot, or lock out. My gold trade is still alive, just so you guys know. If I were to play a song right now, oh man, just messing with me. We got about 15 minutes left until the oopsie, did not mean to copy that degen ninja again. As of right now, how many thumbs up do we got on the stream? 226. I think hitting 300 would be hard. Ron, I tried. I tried using the bot. I screwed up. It didn't work for me still. I swore I tried though. I'll show you later on, Ron. I'll screen share what I did. I don't know what I did wrong, but I thought I was doing everything right. Apparently not. I even watched your video. I swear. I'm gonna screenshot this for you and I'm gonna send it over. I'm gonna DM you, Ron. I'm no joking. I'm not joking here. I don't know what I did wrong. I was saying on the stream early on, Ron, if you watch this, watch over the stream again. I swear I tried. That 15-minute outside bar doji is enough to make me get off for the rest of the night. Yeah. Shit is wild. Shit is wild. How are you supposed to read that, eh? Jeez. Bear, 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 bear. Yeah, I'll find time, Ron. We'll have to connect. I let you down, brother. Oh, 12 minutes, guys. We got 12 minutes. Well, in order to get the giveaway going, we need 300 thumbs up because we already did one giveaway earlier. Oh, now we got to get another one. We need 300 thumbs up to do this giveaway, guys. Tell all your friends to hop on YouTube stream now. Slow price action. I don't know, man. I mean, this is really interesting because I want gold to push a little bit more before we come down, to be honest. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I have a price target above. I'm kind of just serious. I think we get a spike up on gold and then we short, like if there's gonna be one, but it's also kind of dicey. Yeah, it's Ron is Ron, man. Well, I'm gonna try to stay on stream a little bit past the London Open here, so maybe giving it an opportunity for us to hit more viewers as we get into the London period. New York, man. New York, New York. Looks like we wanna take a poop. GY, oil, platinum, gold. That what I'm looking at for gold, little spike up around 4,700 and then a retracement down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'd like us to get up there. I mean, I have an old drawn out channel up on gold. I just don't know if we're gonna hit that though. I think at the very least, I would like us to tag 4682, 4682 to like 46. What is this? 91, like somewhere in those areas. I'd like to tag that before we come down. It's gonna suck because I'm prepared to take a short trade on gold if we close this hourly bearish. We have 8 minutes left until this hourly candle closes, which means that if it does close bearish, it's also likely going to stop me out at the same time. So I'm prepared to flip my position on that off the London Open, depending on how this kind of plays out. Hey, Alan, do you use breaks of higher low or low high as entries? Would you suggest them yourself for like a super simple strat? I mean, yeah, I mean, higher lows and lower highs. I mean, I actually did a whole video actually on YouTube a month or two ago where I used the strategy of literally just trading the VWAP and saying that, you know, what would be my probability rate if I were to trade the VWAP with a higher low continuation or a lower high continuation, and what would be my success rate. And again, it was a very hypothetical demonstration, but it was actually a pretty successful one. And the reason why I actually did that was just to show that sometimes with a simple strategy, but a consistent one, you can find success trading in that realm, right? So I'm not saying that that's a strategy I would advise for anyone for that matter, but yeah, I mean, for me, lower highs, higher lows, that's probably one of the easiest ways to kind of trade the trend, I guess, essentially, right? I think the tricky part sometimes with price, McCarty, is when price action is like it's not actually forming structure, it's just grinding. That's when it really sucks because it's like, how do you know when the pullback is actually taking place? And that's where it's kind of tricky. I find that whenever we have like those grinding periods in the market, and then you get those really sharp, you know, wicks, like fail to go lowers or fail to go highs, I find that sometimes that in itself is a sign and a signal for us. Again, take it for a grain of salt. That's a give and take, right? But no problem, man. Yeah, GameX. I'm assuming you're referring to the NQ. That VWAP is like, I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you take a look at it, it's the VWAP is at the center of the range on the given day. So yeah, this is that middle of nowhere that I was talking about where I don't like trading for exactly this reason, because you kind of just like get stuck in this, right? It's no fun. If we zoomed out to the 4-hour, you'll notice that gold is currently at the same level where it broke down from on April 29th. Yeah, we're at a key spot right now, man. We are. That's what I was saying though. Like, I want us to tag up here. Like, even on the larger time frames up here, I was really hoping that we could kind of sweep this upper area here, where the 86 level is, or 91, like somewhere in this area. Or maybe if you want to take a round number, even say 7,000, 700, right? I was hoping for us to sweep up here first before we come back down. Something that I'd be open to seeing this play out, and I might not be on the chart to see this happen, is if this, let's just say the London Open pushes up and we sweep that, if the hourly candle for 12 o'clock midnight Pacific Standard Time come 1 o'clock 1 a.m., which means that's the hourly close, if that 1 hour candle sweeps the top and closes as a failure to go higher on the hourly time frame, I can see that as a signal for us to go short to the downside from there. Like, I would be open to watching that take place. If I'm for some reason awake, I will probably attempt that trade if it happens. Ron, did you take a nap today, or have you literally been up this entire time? Just vibing. Oh, I say it's a long week, but it's only Tuesday. Yeah, great question. I mean, I think that with that, I would say that stop strategy hopping. That'd be the advice I'd give myself. When I was still learning, I was just anytime I took a loss, I'd be like, "There's something wrong with my strategy," and I would refine it again and again and again. I would say one of the big pieces of advice I would give to any of us is just you got to give yourself time to really let things play out, right? uh, Taking a loss is part of it. I think that if we suddenly think that our strategy is broken just because we took a loss, then it's like we're never going to find profit because, or sorry, we're never going to find a consistency to be profitable because we're not giving a chance for things to even play out, right? So that would be my feedback to myself. Give yourself some time, man. Give yourself some time. What are you guys looking at? Are you guys more bullish right now on gold, or are you bullish on NQ, or do you want us to sink? Do you want the ship to sink? Is that what we're looking for? Bullish NQ. This VWAP, man. Don't mess with the VWAP, gang. If there's anything to learn here, guys, you don't mess with VWAP. No, don't worry about it, Ron. I'll figure it out, man. It's all good, bro. Plus, I don't know if we're gonna get to 300 thumbs up here. I know. Kahoni Trades. Whereabouts are you from, my friend? What time zone are you in? Oh, I think we're. Oh, we hit TP, guys. We hit TP. We hit TP on Gold Gang. Let's go. Let's go. We did it. We did it. We hit it. There you go. That gives me exactly what I need for this account. That was a brutal watch, but it hit. Now exactly, JTP, you're 100%. Now Gold, if you want to go die, go ahead. I'm out of your way now, Gold. I'm out of your way. It's true, Gandhi. It's so true. I'll tell you right now, though, as a trader, I can't do that. There is no way that I could mentally get through trading with a 30-20% win rate. I just could not. It's like a mentally hard thing for me to digest. I know there are people out there that can do it, but no, not my cup of tea, man. That would like destroy my moral. I would like just be dying inside. So that was a nice gold, a brutal gold trade, but it was a nice one. But that did give me enough profit though for me to be able to lock in for my other Lucid eval here, which now I'm just waiting for the dashboard to update. Your limit order got missed by 3 ticks, Brennan. As in, like, you were like, were you on a trade for gold longs? Is what you were doing? Good night, man. Good night, JTP. Damn. Damn. Well, then I take back my words. I hope it doesn't die yet. Okay. I hope it hits your PT first. What's going on, Pete? What's NQ doing? I'm just I'm gonna change the screen up here for a second because I'm gonna rotate my account. Price is really slow, man. This is brutal, my guys. NQ wanting longs here. Is that what we're doing? NQ starting to move nicely there. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I already pivoted to it. So now, in total, guys, I have 3 Lucid Max evals that are passed now. They're primed to be activated. I'm just waiting now. So I just bought another eval for Lucid Max. Hence why I rotated my account. It's too late of an entry. I don't want to take it anymore. NQ looks good for longs, but I don't want to take it anymore. This is going to be another one of those things where like I missed the entry by a little bit, so it's going to mess with my TP. Let's see if this long would have played out, though. I like the way that we held on the 15-minute candle bar here off the VWAP. Looks like we're really trying to get this breakthrough here. If you didn't want to be a prick for a tick, then you would take profit sooner. But I think 30 would have been fine had I entered where I would have wanted to enter. Entering now is a little too late, though, unfortunately, because now you're, yeah, it's not ideal. I've essentially already missed my entry. Oh, are you long on NQ right now, Bulgy? Yeah, I mean, I like the long thesis here. We joke around about me being the market maker, so maybe I should just join you on this trade. I have to increase the risk, though, if I'm going to do this. Here, let's see. 37.5. Did your TP hit now? Hey, what's going on, Jerson? What's the question, man? I'll hang for a little bit longer before I hop off of here. Oh, Gandhi, you could be a dirty little scalper, yeah? In your entire journey, has a stop loss always been intact? Can you explain that a little bit more, my man? What do you mean by that? There's a joke, by the way, in the Discord that people always say that I'm the market maker because there have been so many times in the past where I've entered a trade and it literally hits my target within like minutes of me entering a trade. Now, obviously, that doesn't always happen, but that's just become the running joke. Or have I always used one? Um, the answer is going to be no because when I was messing around, there were periods in time where I was just being stupid, to be honest, and I just never used one. Um, I know that there was that one guy that was on that podcast. I can't remember who it was, but I mean, I know that he said that he doesn't trade with a stop loss. So, when I trade with options, I don't trade with a physical stop loss, obviously, because it's options. I would trade with a mental stop loss on a chart. But if I'm trading futures, though, yeah, I always have a stop loss. I mean, the only reason why I would never use one is if like I knew that the stop loss spot was actually where my account was going to blow anyways, and I would just leave it alone. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it, man. I don't know where you're from, but I don't think I've seen your name here before either, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. Good stuff, Boljeet. Are you so Boljeet on that the rotated account? Was that a fresh account? And so if it is, I'm assuming that you're in the green with that one. Unless that was a, are you back to break even with that one? How many trades have I taken tonight? 3. I think this is my third one, right? I think this is my third one. I lost my first one, I think, and then we won the gold trade that we had earlier, and now I'm on NQ again. NQ's been toying with my heart lately, though, so. I'll probably hop off in about 4 minutes though, gang. I'll hop off in about 4 minutes. Just because, as usual, I've got a super early start in the morning, so. Hey, I'll take that, Buljeet. I'll take that. Just responding back to someone here. Give me a second. Oh man, look at that. That 15-minute bar really turned against us here, eh? Really thought we were gonna get some continuation here. This is how I felt about NQ these past couple nights, though. Have a good night, Chris. Take it easy, man. Have a good night, Ibrahim. My usual time is between 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time. This channel, eh? Just been holding us tight down. You guys heard me say earlier, right? Trading within the middle of the range here, man. It sucks. Sorry, just reading your message here. One quick question before you head out. I find trouble trading after the opening print. Do you have any tips on trading hours after market open? Hey, Rudy, are you referring to the New York opening print? Just to confirm before I answer that question. Hey, take it easy, Brennan. It's all good, man. Shake it off, man. Yeah, if this 15-minute bar closes bearish, I would also be open to shorts. It would be even better if we actually close beneath the VWAP, though. Good night, Alan. Good night, Ron. Take it easy, man. It is quite painful, Buljeet, but you just let the trade do its thing. Rudy, I'm not sure if you heard me ask the question. If you were asking the question of like finding trouble, I mean your style. I mean, I don't even trade the opening print, like in general, right? So generally speaking, for me, I generally wait 15 minutes or so or 30 minutes before I even take a trade at that. So with that said, generally speaking, I would say pay attention to the time in session. I believe it's 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the London market closes. Generally, after the London market closes, there are some opportunities there as well, as based on volatility and what have you. But all in all, I mean, the time of day is one thing. The way the chart's setting up is another, right? Chances are, if you're trading an hour or two after the market open, you're either going to trade the reversal on the overall intraday session trend, or you're trading the continuation, right? So it really depends on what the market's offering you, but that would be my comment. Ron was here, but I think he went to bed. I am also going to head out, guys. I'm just going to leave my stop loss there. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. If I hit target, I hit TP. But it's been good. Been good hanging out with you guys with the gang here. We'll be back at this again the next couple nights here. And otherwise, for those who are going to be trading the New York session or trading the rest of the London session, trade safe. We are in the middle of the NQ range at the moment. To be perfectly honest, I know I've been taking stabs in the market with the gang here, but ideally, if you remember what I said earlier on, trading in the middle of the range is not ideal. Ideally, what you want to take is either the highs or the lows of this range that we've been set. Anything in between here is kind of like a death trap, as you can already see. So I am going to leave it as is, though. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the stream. Catch you guys later, man.